try to crank it. Just kind of hit accessory first.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to have you try to crank it, and then whenever it cranks, I'm going to try to tighten this if it does it. Just try to bump it and hold it.
Okay.
Okay, hit accessory again. Alright, try it again. First drive in the truck after putting it back together. We are at operating temperature and we've got good oil pressure. All the gauges are working, RPM gauge. Battery looks like it's doing good, both batteries I should say. So everything's looking good so far. This is the first drive. Just kind of taking it around the neighborhood, making sure everything's good before we really get on the road. But I just want to get it up to operating temperature before checking to see if there's any leaks or anything like that. So we're going to park over here and kind of take a look on this white gravel, see if it's leaking anything. Alright, truck's been sitting here for about 5 minutes. I'm also surprised it hasn't leaked anything yet. On the ground, I parked on this white gravel on purpose to see if anything black-wise or brown-wise. It'd be kind of easier to tell in the white gravel, but I'm surprised it's not leaking anything because I overflowed that power steering reservoir twice up. You can kind of see over here, it's a little bit up here, but whenever I was refilling everything once we changed out the seals, I overflowed it twice on accident, so there was a bunch in my garage. So I figured some of that would have been leaking off, but I guess maybe it's all leaked off. And there's going to be a little bit of residual oil from the previous owner. So I still have to get underneath here and do a lot of cleaning. But as an active leaks, I mean, it's looking good so far. The truck's actually sat for a couple of days since doing anything or doing this video. I got it all back together, did a quick little drive around the neighborhood and parked it for the last 2 days after putting it together. Just because I want to check on the steering, because obviously when we took the steering pump and the vacuum pump off, we had to go ahead and bleed the system, which I still have to bleed the system a little bit. I think I just got too much fluid in it, or not enough fluid. I'm not really sure if it's bled all the way. I kind of just jacked up the front axle and kind of steered the steering wheel back and forth at full lock. I think I need to do a little bit more to get the air out of the system. I probably have like 60% steering compared to my other truck, so she's still a little tight. The tires could be low on air as well. I hadn't even checked the air pressure since I bought this truck, so, and it doesn't really help that they're bald too. But anyways, everything's looking good so far. Very, very happy with how it's turned out. Go ahead and pop the hood. I know if you guys watched the last video, you've seen a little snippet of me putting the tappet cover on. But unfortunately, it looks really good. But once you put the BP44 back on, intake elbow back on, fuel filter on, you cannot even see, I mean you see my shadow, but you can't even see the tappet cover underneath all that. So that nice pretty billet tappet cover we got, I mean it's working, seems to be working, nothing's leaking so far, so that's awesome. It just kind of sucks you can't even see it. So, looks really cool, just remember you won't be able to see it once you put it on there, which I kind of figured. I just figured with how shiny the billet was, you'd see a little bit more, but it's even behind the ECM right there, which you can barely see. Like I was saying in the last video, I only replaced one steering hose right now. I gotta replace this one. This one's a little bit harder to change out, but you can always change it while everything's still in the truck. I just haven't got around to it. I did replace one fitting on the bottom side on the actual box itself, which I don't know if you'll be able to see down here or not. There's actually a cable hanging, I'm not sure. That might be for the water. That actually might be for the fuel filter for the water, I'm assuming. Where's that fitting at? So this is an old one right here, but the new one's actually, of course, on the other side, and you can't even see it. But I did replace one of those fittings because it looked like it was leaking, so I replaced the fitting itself and the O-ring that was on it. This has a little bit of residue on it, I see. But nothing leaking on top of me, so that's good. It definitely needs to be cleaned down here because it is oil soaked, and working on this, everything just kept slipping. It wasn't my best experience working on the Cummins, but we'll get it all cleaned up. Like some guys were saying in the previous video, it's not, you know, oil leaking, it's just rust prevention. I'm sorry, I can't even talk. But yeah, everything's looking good down here besides obviously, like I said, the cleaning wise, but nothing's steadily leaking, so that's good. Can't drive too far on the test drive for the truck because, as you can see, don't have a filter on here yet. The filter for this that came on the truck is just destroyed, so I need to put a new filter on here. Probably about to head back towards the house now. We've been out here for like 10 or 15 minutes and it still hasn't leaked a drop, which I'm stoked about. So let's go ahead and hop back in it and head back. Alright guys, got the Cummins back home. Driving this truck reminded me how filthy it is. Oh, on a side note, it'd be kind of nice parking it in the driveway because I used to park it in the leaves and the dirt over here because I was so nervous about ruining the driveway with all the oil dripping off of it. So now I can actually park it beside the 1500. But driving the truck reminded me how dirty it was because there's just cobwebs all over this thing and there's just bird crap all down the side of the truck and the windshield. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but the windshield's tinted. There's just a thick layer of just dirt on top of it. So the next video you guys see on this thing will actually probably be cleaning it and getting it actually looking right. Also putting the hubcaps back on and taking the spike lug nuts off. But actually cleaning the truck up, making it look nice. We'll probably go ahead and replace the headliner as well. But now that we actually got the truck running and driving pretty well, besides the steering like I was just talking about, we'll probably go ahead and actually start making the truck look nice. But besides that guys, hope you guys have been enjoying the videos in this Cummins, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks.